What's up guys, Trev Wilson here. Welcome to the Bourbon Wrench. Today we're going to be doing a direct head-to-head battle. We have two bourbons, both of which are very similar, and it's up to us to see which one comes out on top. We're talking Woodford Reserve Double Oaked Old Forester 1910. Both of these bottles are around $50. Both of them are similar proofs. The Woodford Reserve is 90.4 proof, the 1910 is 93 proof, and most importantly, they're both double oaked. That sounds like direct competitors to me. So why not put them to the ultimate test and just side by side them, see which one comes out on top? And that's what we're gonna do. So if you don't know what double oaked is, they take the whiskey that's been aging like normal and they put it into a secondary cask, a new oak barrel. So the secondary barrel for the Woodford, they use a lightly charred, heavily toasted barrel. The secondary barrel for the 1910 is on the completely opposite side of the spectrum. They go for a super heavily charred barrel. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the different char levels on both of these secondary casks impart flavors onto the whiskey. So I'm just gonna side by side both of them, and it's up to you to determine whether or not which one you wanna buy, or if you wanna buy both of them, whatever the case may be. I'm just gonna give you what I think about them, and the rest is up to you. Before we get into the battle, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to be notified when I release new videos, when I go live. Be sure to mosey on down to the description box. There you will find links for everything. I have a discount code for you guys over on Into the AM. They just dropped all kinds of new merch. You want to check it out? You get 10% off if you use my code in the description. If you want to support me more, check out my Patreon page. We have exclusive merch, exclusive stuff, exclusive content, all kinds of things over there. So just be sure, check out all the links in the description, guys. Thank you all for your support. With all of that out of the way, let's get into some double oaked. All right, first up, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Wow, that is super, super sweet. So regular Woodford to me is just like the most benchmark bourbon there is. Just this is what bourbon is. All those classic vanillas and caramels and all that stuff, that's what this is, but just amplified through the roof, okay? The same proof, but just the flavors that are there are all turned way up. So for being a double oaked, I'm not getting as much oak as I would expect to be getting. It's not overly oaky by any means. I think the sweet notes on the nose are really just kind of covering up what else is going on there. On the palate, those super sweet notes really just coat your tongue. The first thing I notice is just how viscous in mouth coating this is. It's absolutely crazy. Tons and tons of sweetness. That sweet vanilla is just through the roof. It almost has like a maple syrup type thing going on too. Perfect breakfast whiskey right here. We found it. The oak, I'm really not getting too much oak, maybe just a little bit of the bitterness on the back of my tongue, but it's not overly oaky, especially what I thought it would be. The oak is more prevalent on the palate than it was the nose for me, but it's pretty subtle. It's, you know, you're just getting toasted oak just a little bit there on the back. So the oak isn't aggressive on it. It's super sweet. It's Woodford amped up. It is very, very easy to drink. It almost goes down like water to me. Nothing's aggressive. It's pretty balanced to me. I think everything kind of complements each other, and if you like those Woodford notes, I think you will really like this one. All right, let's get into the 1910. Okay, definitely different. So the Woodford was like you were roasting some marshmallows. You get your marshmallow and it's just this nice brown coating out, and then you're like, okay, it's done. The 1910 is like you stuck the marshmallow into the fire, okay? And it just engulfed in flames, just burning. It's like a meteor. And then you blow it out and you say, yep, that's ready. That's what I want. That's what you're getting. It's like a charred oak note coming through. Okay, that might not have sounded that appetizing, but it is. It's better than what I explained it as, okay? Tons of sweetness again. You're getting that extra vanilla, that extra caramel. It's like all of those wood sugars that it picks up in the secondary cask. I mean, it really does shine through on the palate. The 1910's a little more oak forward, and then the sweetness. Granted, It's not overly oaky, okay? It's not like you're chewing on a log or anything like that, but it is a little more of a shining star than it was in the Woodford. Still really sweet, incredibly mouth coating, incredibly viscous. That's actually insane just how much it's coating your mouth, especially for 93 proof. It's shocking. It just makes it seem so much more complex, especially for 93 proof. There is a lot going on. A lot of that oak, the charred oak coming through, tons of that sweetness. I think this is perfectly balanced levels of oak and sweet. So you're getting a lot of oak. You know you're drinking a double oaked product, and you're still getting tons of sweetness. So it's not like you're getting only the oak. It's not like you're eating a tree, but it is there to say, yeah, I was in a second cask. Just between that quick little comparison, I would probably pick the 1910 over the Woodford, just for my palate. It just seems there's a little more going on. The Woodford Double Oaked, though, is still incredibly delicious, incredibly mouth coating. It is a little sweet and a little less oak, so that might appeal to you a little more. So honestly, I would probably recommend just getting both of them because they are different. They are totally different. That secondary cask that they go into totally changes both of them in two different directions. So those are my thoughts on the Woodford Double Oaked and the 1910. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna pour a little bit of this Jim Beam Double Oaked, a budget Double Oaked product. It's like half the price of both of these. I think this is $19. These are both around, $50. It'll be fun to see if a budget Double Oaked can compete with some of these higher end guys. So Jim Beam Double Oaked, the budget guy. Now, I don't know if you guys can really tell. If you notice the colors of these other bottles, I mean, look how dark that is. Look how dark that is. And then look at that. This just looks like regular old Jim Beam stuff. So that just leads me to believe that this Jim Beam Double Oaked did not sit in the double oak for very long. Wow, just total peanuts. Absolute nuts. A little bit extra oak. It's like oaky nuts. This is some oaky nuts right here.
That's a lot of nuts!
This bottle is nowhere near reminiscent in any way to either the Woodford Double Oaked or the 1910. It doesn't even compete. It's not a competition at all. I wouldn't even classify this as Double Oaked because it doesn't add any of the things that either of these two bottles had to offer. The Woodford in the 1910, so viscous, so mouth coating, so much extra sweetness, perfect balances of oak coming through. This is just like a regular old budget Jim Beam product, super nutty with maybe some elevated levels of oak. There's no extra sweetness, there's no creamy mouthfeel, it's just kind of I wouldn't say that the Jim Beam Double Oaked is bad, but to say that it's a substitute in any way, like a cheaper Woodford, no. Absolutely not. It is not a substitute. If you have not had a Double Oaked product, definitely get the Woodford Double Oaked or the 1910. Do not start off with this to get an idea of what a Double Oaked product is, okay? This is not really teaching you what the Double Oak has to offer, okay? This is teaching you what Budget Beam has to offer. Alright guys, that's it. That's my take. Just a quick little overview of these bottles. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. I was a huge Woodford Double Oaked fanboy until I had the 1910, and then I jumped on that bandwagon. Both of them are really good, but they're both really different, so you need to try both and see which one you like, I feel like. If you've tried both of them, let me know why you pick one over the other one. I urge you to definitely still try both of these. They are both really good, and they're both kind of in different directions of that Double Oaked path. That secondary cask being at different char levels really changes them both in two different directions. So I think it would be beneficial to try both of them, even to side by side them, just see which flavor profile you like better. Again, if you've never tried a Double Oaked, I'm telling you $50 is definitely worth a try, especially if your only other option was to get the Jim Beam Double Oaked, because that will not teach you the ways of the Double Oak, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Looking forward to reading your comments, answering your questions, seeing which one of these bottles you prefer, Until next time, guys, I'm Trev Wilson. I'll see you in the next video. It's just like a tidal wave of viscous bourbon. Just